Her children had their own children. But still, it was Epiphany, and she laid out the table, and it was heaving with every sort of goodness she could think of. And it looked wonderful. And she was thinking of her children and how they would chortle at her and tell her off in the morning. She was just tidying up and putting the last few things away and looking at the table and thinking how lovely it looked. Even in her poor little house, she'd made an effort. She was just about to snuggle down into her chair in front of the fire and wait for the cat to come and sit on her knee, when there was a knock at the door. Oh, she thought, not a baby. I didn't think there was a baby. And I didn't think anybody was that ill at the moment. Oh. But it was her calling. It was her job to go at whatever time anybody wanted. So she went to the door and opened it and stood back, shocked. She didn't know the person at all. Tall, clothed in a rich, long cape, hood dropping over. And a female voice came out with a sort of laughter in the voice. "Well, Maud," she said, "are you not going to let us in?" For the first time, Maud peered round the tall lady and saw many other ladies. Lots of ladies. And she stood aside and welcomed them all in, and in they came. Richly clad and poorly clad, tall and short and wide and thin, and happy faces and sad, grumpy faces. All different sorts of women, from young to old, in her house on this day. And the tall woman in the beautiful, rich cloak threw back her hood and said, "Maud, tonight we are to visit you. I am so pleased to be here." And Maud stumbled a bit. My lady, you have come to my house on this night." But the lady smiled and said, "But you're ready for us." And with that, another young woman came forward and pushed Maud towards the table and told her to lift some food and start giving it out. So Maud lifted the food and started taking it round the starters. And once she started, she knew exactly what to do. She had fed her family for years and years, and this was just like a great big happy family. The women sat down. Suddenly there seemed to be chairs appearing from places that she'd never seen chairs before. Stools and chairs appeared, and everybody seemed to have a seat, and everybody had a plate to eat off and a utensil, and she was sure she didn't have that many. But it was a happy feast, and people seemed to be really enjoying the food. And then the next course, and then the next course, and they were coming to the pudding. And suddenly the lady called for a bit of quiet. "Ladies, Maud, it is such a delight to be here tonight," she said. "And you have done us proud with your wonderful spread. And as we come to the end of the meeting and eating part of the evening, we want to come